Hey everybody, I'm back with another Plan With Me video. Sorry I missed last week. I did forget to plan last week. It was just a crazy week, and for this week I wrote down some of my to-dos really quick so I don't forget them and I don't get kind of sidetracked in this video because I'm good at that. So let's start this week. Last week it was crazy. We did end up doing a lot of painting the week before. Like I said, we primed, and then this past weekend we kind of decided on a whim, because we found our flooring, to do the flooring in the living room. For a lot of you probably don't know this, but when we moved in we had this, I guess it was like a wood burning stove. That's what it is. And it was in really, really bad shape. So we just ended up taking it out, which led to a ton of problems and some water damage and stuff like that. But we fixed it all, and we finally were able to find our flooring. So we are so excited. Our living room looks so beautiful right now. And like it's wild. For the first time since, moving in more than a year ago, we're actually able to see our living room somewhat completed, and like we couldn't be more excited about it. I was gonna put this in here, but I think it's just gonna go a bit lower than I wanted it to. Actually, let me pull this up, and I want to put this plaid washi tape over the top, and let's hope I don't rip it this week. I didn't. Yay! So that's really nice. That was fun. We ended up doing that last week, like I said, and then this week was kind of a weird week because we were kind of carrying it over since we wanted to do a lot of like home repair stuff, and Mark had Monday and Tuesday off. So yeah, I'm starting this week a little late. Monday and Tuesday are going to be back planning just because he was here, and well, he knows I do YouTube videos. I don't know, there's something kind of weird about talking to yourself and having someone, like anyone, in the other room, like knowing you're talking to yourself, I guess, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I'm doing this kind of late. He's actually out Ubering right now. So I guess in other news, Monday was kind of eventful because we ended up getting a computer. I told you guys I wanted to be a little bit more, I don't know, I guess adventurous and leave the house a little bit more often. So I thought I would get a laptop, and I ordered it on Amazon. And it was, great. I was excited for it to come, and then I realized that whenever, because I am like a huge Apple fan, I know not everyone is, I get them for how long they last. Like, I know that they are an investment, but whenever I get a PC, they never seem to last as long for me. Like, I'm usually replacing them, once every couple years, and overall, the cost of ownership for Apple is so much lower for me because I can get them to last, 6, 7, 8 years before I'm deciding to sell them, because they're still working, they're still, usable machines, and I can still make some money back off of them, and I really appreciate that, and I don't have any issues, so that's why I stick with them. Plus with, my business and everything, it's so easy to work on something from like device to device, and I like that I can just like save it and have it everywhere. So that's just me, that's my opinion, and I decided that for something that was a business expense and, that I knew I would have, I guess, very specific needs for it when it came to, editing, photos and content, and now YouTube videos. I wanted something that was a little faster and had a little bit more memory. And I just decided I wanted to get a new one, you know, and that was all fine and whatever. So I got it. I decided to see if my husband wanted it. He played with it for a little bit and decided that it was a little too slow for him as well, and we felt like there was no use for it. So I sent it back, and like all was well and good, except it wasn't. So sent it back, and now it's just kind of sitting in the USPS universe. It was marked out for delivery, and then nothing else. Nothing at all. And I was like, okay, well, you know, I'll wait. No big deal. Like, I'm not in a hurry. You know, I know things happen. You know, I ship a ton of packages. I know that they can kind of go missing, go on their own little adventures. You know, sometimes they're supposed to go from point A to point B, and they like to, you know, take a tour of the Midwest before they end up in their location. So I was being patient, and then I noticed that it just wasn't being scanned at all. It said out for delivery and then nothing else, and it said that they were waiting for a delivery scan. So I thought, well, that's kind of weird, and I called the post office, and they're like, oh yeah, that's a big location. Like, obviously it's an Amazon warehouse. And they're like, well, most likely it was delivered. I'm like, okay. So now they have to talk to like the postmaster and everything else, and you know, the guy that well, not necessarily a guy, but the person who does that route to make sure that it was actually delivered. And I talked to the seller, and they said, you know, the tracking shows it wasn't delivered, basically. So I guess I'm gonna have to sort that out. But yeah, so that's kind of been my week, trying to track that down. We'll see how it goes, and we'll see how long it takes. I don't know, hopefully it'll be soon. So that's where I'm at. I did get another computer. I also upgraded my iPad, and I was able to sell the other one. I do have a couple deliveries. I had a delivery on Monday. I'm not using the right pen. So have an Amazon delivery on Monday. I have a new sleeve coming for my computer, so I'm not so terrified to take it out. And then like I said, I had to talk to the post office because I'm not sure what's going on there. I mean, I'm sure now, but I wasn't so sure on Monday. So post office and Amazon. And then also I wanted to do some computer stuff. And what's really fun is, for the first time ever, I will put down a little laptop, and it'll actually be work I can do on a laptop. I've always had a desktop, at least for a while. So I'll put that over here, because I would like to get that set up. Okay, so I'm going to do some nuts. I haven't picked out a color yet. I forgot to do that again. So let me just test this marker really quick. That's a little light. Ooh, that's fun. I think that's a good color. Okay. Do that, put this one back, and I wrote down computer, transfer files, just gonna have to leave it at transfer, and iCloud, because I would like to have some items in there. So since I'm back planning, which I know is silly, I know a lot of people don't appreciate this, but not all of my week is done right now. So it makes sense for me at this moment. Plus, I really wanted to have a video up. I think I'll leave that right now because I know what I want to put here, but I don't have a sticker out for it, and I don't want to be rummaging all around. So I'm gonna put this here. Oh wait, no, I'm not gonna put this here. Well, it technically is payday, it's not the one I want to mark. Payday, yay! while I'm thinking about it, I'm just gonna bring over my little sticker book of other things. Alright, Tuesday we did some grocery shopping, and I'm just now realizing that this is gonna be a lot of pink, or purple rather. This is gonna be a lot of purple. We've been better at staying on top of doing our grocery shopping lately, because we've been eating at home. Even with a lot of the home stuff that we've been doing lately, we've been more mindful about staying home and using our groceries and meal planning and stuff like that. We went to Hannaford and we went to Price Chopper and our favorite, Costco. I actually got this long sleeve shirt from there, and I only got one because I wasn't sure if I was going to like it. Once you know it, I love this thing. It's so comfy and so soft, and I'm so excited that I got it. I'm going to zoom this in. Okay, so did grocery shopping, and then I wanted to do a couple of things. Okay, so I'm gonna try to use this more like pinky purple to actually, no, I'm gonna use some gray because this is already getting to be a lot, I can tell. Because Tuesday, Mark had an appointment for his car. He ran through a pothole and it did a little bit of damage. We were actually really fortunate that it only broke one of the wires on his tires and it threw off his alignment, but he does need to get that fixed, or did need to get that fixed. And while he's doing that, I did some messages, both for the shop and for the whole post office Amazon return. I wanted to do some edits and photos, and I wanted to do an iCloud backup, as well as duplicating some files and some design work. And I'm just now realizing I keep forgetting to do these arrows. Okay, so for Tuesday, you did have to do tires, and I don't have one. I have to actually redo this sheet, it's quite old. So I only have a rotate tires sticker, but we all know it's for new tires. So I'm wondering where I want to put this. Does that look okay? I think that looks okay. Now we're at Wednesday, and of course it was payday, so that's always exciting. It'd be more exciting if we didn't have bills, right? This down because I do have a couple of little tasks. I want to make sure that pay the bills. I have a lot of online payments I just want to check. I'm just going to put checks as well next to that because it's all kind of the same. And then I want to do all of the new releases. I edited all of the photos because I just couldn't sleep last night. I was up until about 2:30 editing photos, and then I still couldn't fall asleep until about 4:30. So at least those got done. But I have to do all of the listings, which I always put off until the last minute. I can't help it. It's a lot of typing. So trying to figure that out. I do want to leave some time open to contact the post office again, because I was told I would hear back from them, but I haven't yet. And since this is kind of a vague group of stuff, I'm just putting important at the top. And then also for today, that's pretty much most of my stuff. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to put there. I may end up filling it in a little bit. And I may actually put a work sticker because it's my first day kind of back working. At least, like, for the whole day, I guess. Not just fitting stuff in. Right now, I'm just trying to find my long day, or my late day sticker, which is always right up at the top. At least I'm consistent, right? But I think I will try to fit this work sticker in. I love these, and I don't use them nearly enough. I may end up throwing in one of these little pencils, or maybe like a planner or something, but I think I put that too far over, and I'll think about it. So, like I said, tomorrow is the late day, and what I want to do is make soup tomorrow. I forgot my stickers again. Because since Mark is working all day, it's his late day, and he's also deciding to Uber after work, I'm just going to use one of these little crockpot stickers. I have to come up with a new kind of storage system for these. Not that this isn't working, it's great, but I have these little folders, or like photo, I'm not really sure what you'd call them. They're like little photo books, but I don't know. I have those little photo books for the mini stickers, and then I have the little plastic divider things from Michael's for my large stickers, and it's just a lot of fumbling around, so I think I want to do something a little different, and I'm not sure what. I'll have to look up some storage solutions on like Instagram or something. I'm gonna put chicken soup down. For any of you that are lucky enough to live by a Carrabba's, they have this like amazing Sicilian chicken soup, and we used to live by one when we lived near Albany. We actually lived in like the Schenectady area of New York, and it was relatively close to us. We only had to drive to Clifton Park, but now it's about a 4-hour drive, so we're not as fortunate. We go there all the time, but anyway, they have this soup, and I always had, it was like a tomato basil soup, and it was so delicious, and I had it every time, but I just haven't been lucky enough to get it there. I think it's like a seasonal thing, I'm not really sure, but I just haven't been lucky enough to be there while they had it, so I've been having that Sicilian chicken soup, and it's really good. My husband gets it all the time, but I've actually figured out how to make it at home, and it's actually really shocking how close I've gotten. I'm really, really proud of it. I don't know what it is. I have this thing with soup. I feel like it comes really easy to me to come up with like soup recipes, so I'm excited about it, and it's nice to have something that's a little bit more familiar of home, because I can make the Sicilian chicken soup and my husband can make like the most amazing Alfredo ever, so between the two of us we have a pretty decent like Carrabba's night when we want to. Writing down photos because I need to be better at Instagram, and I want to do new release videos. The thing is, I am playing with my camera settings because I realize that when I'm filming, it feels like the camera is, I don't know if it's like an anti-shake thing, but it feels like the background is always kind of moving. And it's not the desk. I've checked because I've moved. I've tried filming on the floor, and I know that's not moving. And I can't for the life of me figure out why I have so much shake, and I'm not sure if it's like a setting in the camera, so I'm trying a different setting today, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. We'll see. But hopefully it works. I can figure something else out. Okay, so I just had a little break. My husband called, so I have no idea where I just left off, and that was something on my shelf. So I don't know what I was talking about. You'll have to forgive me for that. So I'll stop saying so. Thursday, I want to maybe go to a little cafe or something. I was telling you guys about the bagel shop that was going to open up near me. It's a Feldman's. I'm not sure if it's like a local place or if it's a chain or anything, but I went there and it was actually really, really good, and like the Sheldon in me, if you watch The Big Bang Theory, that wants to find like my spot, I did. I found my spot, so that's nice. Except it's funny, I went in there when they opened and I found the spot I like, and when I went to take my husband there to see what it was like, there was a coffee bar for their grand opening, like in the spot I was sitting at, and I'm like, oh no! So I had to find a different place to sit, which is fine. but when I'm alone, like, I like to find this nice cozy corner. I'm just gonna put breakfast, because I think that's when I'm gonna go out. I want to do that. Also, I remember what I want to do now. Okay. I want to dust on this day. Since I'll have some time, and I will be preparing that, I am going to do it in the crock pot, and it's just as good that way. I actually like it better because all of the pepper can kind of, you know, mellow and cook down, and it doesn't make a huge difference on day one, but for leftovers, it's a more accurate representation of what you're going to be enjoying for the rest of the week. I made the arrow the wrong way. Oh well. What's life without whimsy, right? I think no, I'm gonna wait. I don't want to put a ton of purple there and then regret it. Do know I'm going to need some bill stickers. I want to do that. And then I want to do my usual habit tracker. And I think I only have this more bluish purple for 3 of them. So I guess I'll just have to make that work. That's fine. I've used that somewhat throughout the spread. Plus I like having slightly different colors because it can just kind of break everything up a little bit, at least in my opinion. I know some people are kind of bothered when, you know, all of their spread isn't exactly the same color, and I find that to be a little boring, honestly, and I guess that's just kind of nice that I'm not worrying about it so much. Let's do all of these. And that actually ended up being pretty straight. I'm pretty surprised. That's nice. Okay, so I also know that on Saturday there's actually quite a few bills due this week. I'm not sure if I'm going to do them all separately or if I'm going to have them all kind of together in one big thing. I'll decide in the moment, right? Sometimes it's nice to have those, what am I doing? Those left over, and then I can kind of put them where needed. Like this spot on Monday is nice because I can fill that with a bill due sticker because one of our cars was due that day. So Friday I have a couple of things that I want to have up. Get these out of the way. I want this to be a filming day, and I want to film my new releases and the plan with me edited and up. Boy, my handwriting still is not looking cute at all. And yet my notes, flawless. The sheet that's I'm just gonna throw out looks perfect. It looks, I mean, excellent handwriting. What can you do? So I'm just gonna put down this micro little icon. I'm just gonna write YouTube next to it. I'm gonna put a box over here so I can mark that everything has been edited and uploaded. And then also on Friday I would like to check up on, because I have a feeling this isn't going to all be settled tomorrow. I'm going to check up on the post office and the Amazon stuff, because I have gone through to a supervisor, but she hasn't really given me anything solid. And I've already spoken to one postmaster. I may have to speak to mine, and hopefully one of them can help me get that approved, because at this point they know it's been delivered, but you can't just like mark something as delivered and have it be like the end of it. Like, they have to go through all of that process of, you know, making sure that it's actually been delivered before they mark it. So yeah, getting that approval, that is no joke, guys. I'm just going to put Amazon at the top. I'm going to have to call the New Hampshire office. I may end up going to my branch, and then I'll have to see if I can call the Amazon return center. And hopefully I'll be somewhat close to this getting done. because by Friday, I mean, that'll be day 8 that I'm dealing with all of this stuff. 8 weekdays, so we'll see, I guess. Hopefully that gets sorted out. And then Saturday, okay, so Saturday, I know Mark has another appointment. He needs to get his oil changed, so I'll probably end up dropping him off, and then we can end up going to like breakfast or something together. I'm just assuming, but we usually go out for something. I know this probably isn't the best icon, but I'm going to use it anyway because actually that is kind of a terrible icon because we still have one more like complimentary oil change for that, so it's not going to cost us any money, hopefully, unless there's something wrong with this here. And again, I'm just going to write H, Chevy. Okay, so I just wrote down oil change, possibly in alignment, because the tire place didn't do that on Tuesday. And I'm assuming we'll probably end up going out for breakfast. And then Sunday, we'll probably end up doing Piper's Cage. We got a bunch of new toys for her last weekend, and oh my goodness, is she obsessed with this little, like, bird toy that we found. I already pulled off one of those. Oh, and it's like these little, not sure if wicker is the right word. I'm sure it's not, because they are like an unfinished wood, but they're like these little woven balls, and she has just been going to town on those, and like they're all strung together with like this really nice like chewable twine. And yeah, like the whole thing is really good. There were a couple of like little metal objects that we had to take off of there, just because she would chew on those. And while I'm sure, you know, nothing terrible would happen, I do know that she is an adventurous chewer. And I don't know about the finish on any of those, and I didn't want them to like chip off or anything, or like any tiny pieces come off, so we took off all of the things that could potentially be a hazard to her. So, Piper's Cage. Does anyone else have really terrible handwriting when they don't have any sort of guideline for them? I know I do. I also know on this day, Etsy fees are due, as well as, I believe, our phone bill. So I will just put, what's that? No, that doesn't bother me. I will put this a little bit further down. I don't want it to be like a border or anything. I'll put that there, and I'm wondering if I want to do like a little money sticker or something, just to add a different color. I'll probably put this right up in the corner. I'm just going to put bills because there are a couple due. And while I'm thinking about it, and while I have that sheet out, I am just going to put that sticker here since there are a couple of bills due this week. Oh, I could have used that one. Oh well. Well, not this week, but this day. I mean, there are a few due this week, but that's not what I meant. And that way, I have used up that space. And it's always nice when you filled up that space and it's actually something that's going on. Okay, and then Sunday is probably going to be a laundry day. We may have some home improvement stuff that we're going to do around the house. So I think I'll pull out this little, like, hammer sheet. I am going to pull out, oh, these two, because they're right next to each other. Okay, so on Sunday, I want to make sure to do all of the garbages again. Since we do have some Costco stuff, some Amazon stuff, and of course our regular garbage. I'm just going to write down all of the rooms so I remember, just kind of check off all of the stuff that I've emptied. It also reminds me to make sure that I check everything for like boxes and stuff like that. I feel like there's still something we're going to do this day, or at least this weekend, but I do want to make sure that we are watering our garden, and we're also mowing our lawn. So I'm going to put that up there. And just because I want these to be a little staggered, I'm going to use this thinner space up here for that. And I'm just going to use kind of a vague header of outside. I'm just writing down lawn because we need to mow it. And then I have a little bit more space down here, so water plants. And then I also want to make sure that we're just kind of doing a general cleaning up outside, wiping down like the pollen and dirt and stuff like that from our patio set, as well as kind of rearranging our shed a little bit. So I'm just gonna write clean. I also think if we have the time, depending on when his appointment is, I would like to check our local Habitat to see if they have one of those little hose things that you can put outside and it like allows you to roll up your hose or something next to your house. But I can't find my little location tag stickers. Because I would like to check there. Not that they're that expensive or anything, but I know there was one week we went there. It was a long time ago, and well, it was still this year, and we were there and we were talking about which one we wanted to get, and we're standing in front of this one, like we're holding on to it, and we're about to bring it inside, and we set it down because I don't know, we were looking back, my husband had like a question or I was wondering something, and we're like, we did want this one, right? And we're like, yes. And in the second that we had sat it down on the ground and looked away, a woman came up and took it from us. And she was just like gone. She'd already hopped in the line, and I don't know. I'm not sure why I didn't say anything. But I kind of wish that I did, you know, gonna go over and be like, why didn't you just take the item we were carrying like a second ago? But whatever. I hope she's enjoying it. Lastly, I know I want to do some laundry. Oh, that fits there better than I had expected. I do want to split this up a little bit because I'm finding that this week I have a lot of kind of lists on top of lists, and I just don't want to do that. So I want to do laundry and I want to do my closet because that needs a little bit of TLC. And I'm just going to kind of highlight this to break it apart a little bit. And I'm thinking that that's mostly it. Now I just have to kind of write down some overall things for the week. And I think I am going to use one of these that because I would like to track some work stuff. I do have some things that I'm working on. I have fall clip art that I'm trying to do and get out, and I know I'm a little behind on that, but what can you do? There we go. Okay, so I want to do my fall clip art. I would like to start working on some holiday stuff. I would like to have a sale at some point, and I also want to have it be a part of the sale, but I would like to get rid of some of my like oopsie stickers. So I want to have those bags and then have like some sort of minimum quantity thing. Like if you spend, you know, $25 and you use this coupon code, then you get, you know, like a certain percentage off and some free oopsie stickers. So I like doing that. I'll try to get that up. Gosh, I can't imagine it happening this week, but I think sometime next week I will do that. And I also want to do something with some like stickers that are really bad off, because I know some of them I just, like, they're oopsies, but they're like so far gone that I don't want to send those out as oopsies. Like, I don't want people to pay for those, you know? Like, I know, like, even though they're oopsies, like, they're still only so far that you really want to let that go. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I know if I paid money, I would hope I wouldn't end up with confetti, I guess is what I'm saying. And that's what these items are. They're basically like sticker confetti. So I may end up doing something where, like, if you order and you write you know, maybe something like confetti in the notes to seller or something, then you can have like confetti flakes for free if I have any on hand, or sheets that are just cut so deeply that they're actually kind of difficult to use. I think that's what I'm going to end up doing, because I think that's fun. I don't like throwing things out if I don't have to, just because I know that they're still stickers, they're still usable, and people will still get some enjoyment out of them. But on the other hand, like, I can't sell that and feel good about it, I guess. So that might be what I do, and I think that'll be fun. I think they'll end up going to some really lovely homes. People love them. And I did decide I wanted to add this little pencil sticker here. Stickle. To make sure I'm in frame. I am trying a new setting right now because I've noticed in some of my previous videos it feels like everything is kind of shifting, and I'm assuming it has something to do with a setting that I have because it's not my desk. And I think I already said that. I may have said that before my husband called. This is looking a little empty to me, if I'm being honest, but I don't really know what else to put in there. I guess it's looking kind of cute in the viewfinder. Oh, it's not looking bad. Alright, so my habits for this week. Outside again, I want to design, and then I would like to be better at social media. And I think those will be the habits that I track this week. And I do think that I would like to have some sort of sticker here. I know I already did a laptop in this spread, but I'm wondering if I want to put another one, just because it is such an empty space. And I know, like, my eyes are just drawn to it every time I look at this spread. So I'm like, but I already have another computer here. Maybe I will notice. Does that look bad? Doesn't look not bad, I guess. So I'll just leave it for now. I may end up switching it out, but it is all work-related items, and I didn't like that it was all empty. I'm really trying to remember what I had on Friday, but I can't remember, so I guess that's it for this video. That fits, like, perfectly in the viewfinder. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, I'm sorry for not having one last week. Let me know what you think. Let me know if the video quality ended up being a little bit better on this one, not so shaky. And I hope to see you guys again next week. Bye!